Imagine this scene for a moment. It plays out in thousands of homes every night. You go to bed calm, even proud. You took your vitamins, those tiny capsules of hope you believe protect your body, your memory, your health. You close your eyes, convinced you're doing the right thing. Hours later, you wake up, and something is wrong. You try to speak, but the words won't come. You try to lift your hand, but it won't move. A cold fear opens in your chest. This is not a horror story. I'm Dr. Nora Caldwell, neurologist. My job is protecting the brain, your memories, your independence, your dignity. And I've watched good people, especially older adults, quietly hurt themselves with the right vitamins taken the wrong way. Wrong dose, wrong combination, wrong context. Today, I'm going to explain 5 common vitamins that can nudge you toward a stroke if you misuse them. Number 3 is one of the most popular in the world. Number 1 is the one I see most often when things go very, very wrong. This is educational. Do not start or stop any medication or supplement without talking to your clinician. Let's begin with the one that looks like liquid gold, vitamin E. It's marketed as the youth antioxidant, the guardian of skin and heart. And yes, it's essential in small amounts. But there's a razor-thin line between enough and too much. Andres was 72, lively and sharp. After an arrhythmia, he was prescribed an anticoagulant to prevent clots that might travel to the brain. He followed the prescription faithfully. Then he read an article praising high-dose vitamin E for extra protection and added 1,000 international units every morning without telling anyone. 2 months later, he developed a thunderclap headache, confusion, and weakness. Imaging revealed a massive hemorrhagic stroke. Vitamin E has a natural blood-thinning effect. When you add a high dose to a strong anticoagulant, you don't create a double lock-on disease. You open the door to uncontrolled bleeding. If you take blood thinners, avoid high-dose vitamin E, especially above 400 IU daily, unless your physician explicitly says otherwise. The safest source is food: almonds, sunflower seeds, spinach, broccoli. Nature already fixed the dose. Now, the other side of the coin, vitamin K. Its job is to help your blood clot when you need it. That's good, unless you're on warfarin or other vitamin K antagonists. Those medications are carefully dosed to keep your blood at a precise point where clots won't easily form. Carmen, 66, took warfarin for atrial fibrillation. She worried about bone health and bought a multivitamin for women over 60 that included vitamin K. She never mentioned it because it was just a vitamin. She thought she was protecting her bones. In reality, she pressed the accelerator while her medication pressed the brake. Her blood became more prone to clot, the protection slipped, and she suffered an ischemic stroke, the exact event her treatment was meant to prevent. If you take warfarin, do not add vitamin K supplements or make big swings in your K intake without medical supervision. Consistency matters more than perfection. Your physician calibrates your dose to your usual diet. Keep that diet steady and discuss any planned changes first. Let's talk about the superstar, vitamin D. It matters for bones and immune function and more. Many people are low, but the danger isn't vitamin D itself, it's megadoses without measuring. Francisco, 58, read about the benefits of vitamin D and ordered 10,000 IU capsules online. He started one a day without checking his levels. Months later, he felt fatigued, nauseated, irritable, foggy. His blood tests showed hypercalcemia, too much calcium in the bloodstream. With chronic overload, calcium deposits in soft tissues, including blood vessel walls, turning flexible arteries into brittle pipes. That's the last thing the tiny vessels in your brain need. The rule with vitamin D is simple. Don't guess, measure. If you suspect a deficiency, get a blood test and dose to target with your clinician. Mega doses are a medical strategy for documented deficiency, not a routine daily habit. Vitamin A is the sneaky accumulator. Like D and E, it's fat-soluble and stored in the liver. Toxicity rarely comes from one pill. It comes from stacking. A multivitamin with vitamin A, a separate skin and hair supplement featuring retinol, a love of liver pate, fortified shakes, carrot-heavy smoothies. Sophia, 55, developed headaches, blurred vision, dizziness, dry skin, and hair shedding, classic signs of hypervitaminosis A. Chronically high vitamin A can raise pressure inside the skull and stress blood vessels. Damage to the liver can reduce the clotting factors your body needs to seal tiny leaks. The fix was simple but strict. Stop every source of vitamin A and let the body clear what had built up. The lesson is to audit your stack. Add up every source of vitamin A, retinol and retinol palmitate from supplements, and be mindful of concentrated foods. Don't double or triple dip across products just because each label alone looks reasonable. And now the one most people never expect to see on a caution list, vitamin C. For the average person, even higher doses are generally safe because the body excretes excess. But context matters. Vitamin C increases iron absorption. Good when you're iron deficient, dangerous when your body already overloads iron, as in hereditary hemochromatosis, or when kidneys are compromised. Roberto, 48, loved the gym and started taking several grams of vitamin C daily. He didn't know he carried hemochromatosis. His iron levels shot up. Excess iron sparks oxidative damage that weakens the walls of blood vessels. He presented with a hemorrhagic stroke from a fragile arterial branch that finally gave way. If you have iron overload conditions, significant kidney disease, or persistently high ferritin for unclear reasons, avoid megadoses of vitamin C, more than a gram daily long-term, unless your clinician specifically recommends it. Before we go deeper, here are 2 principles that will keep you safe. First, pills are not plants. A concentrated supplement behaves more like a drug than a salad. Respect it accordingly. Second, your biology is not a guess. If you're adding something powerful, you should know your baseline and you should know your reason. Let's unpack some of the why that sits behind these cases so you can make smarter choices tomorrow morning. Stroke comes in 2 main forms: ischemic, where a clot blocks blood flow to part of the brain, and hemorrhagic, where a blood vessel ruptures and bleeds into or around the brain. Vitamin E at high doses increases bleeding risk, especially when stacked on top of prescription anticoagulants or antiplatelets. Vitamin K can oppose warfarin and remove the protective brake against clot formation. Vitamin D megadoses can push calcium into places it doesn't belong, stiffening and narrowing vessels. Vitamin A overload injures the liver and can raise pressure inside the skull. Vitamin C megadoses in the wrong body can supercharge iron injury to vessels. Different pathways, same final destination, a vulnerable brain. Okay, Dr. Caldwell, you might say, but I feel fine. I just take a multivitamin. The word multi is where problems hide. One label lists vitamin A, another your hair, skin, and nails booster, a third fortified protein shake. Each serving looks modest, yet the day's total can be extreme. The same goes for vitamin D. Your multivitamin, your separate D capsule, and a calcium D chew at night can push you higher than you intend. The solution is not fear, it's arithmetic. Choose a primary product and avoid overlap, or work with your clinician to design a stack that makes sense for your actual blood work and your medications. You might also wonder about age. As we grow older, our margin for error narrows. Kidneys and liver may clear things more slowly. Arteries have weathered more years of pressure. The exact same dose that seemed harmless at 30 can tip the balance at 70. And if you take prescription drugs, anticoagulants, antiplatelets, blood pressure medications, statins, the chance of interactions is higher. Vitamins are not forbidden, but they are not free. Let me address some quick myths I hear every week. Myth 1. If it's over the counter, it can't be strong. Reality, the bottle on your kitchen counter can move your blood chemistry as surely as something behind the pharmacy counter. Myth 2. More is better. If your body needs a key, give it a key, not a crowbar. Overshooting the target isn't healthy. It's expensive and risky. Myth 3. Food can't provide enough. Most people can meet vitamin E and K needs from food. Vitamin D may require supplementation depending on sun exposure, skin type, and geography. But again, dose to a measured target. Myth 4. Natural means safe. Hemlock is natural. Your brain prefers precision. People often ask me, What about B vitamins? B vitamins are water-soluble, but they still carry risks in excess. Vitamin B6 in high chronic doses can cause neuropathy, numbness, burning, weakness that can linger for months. Niacin, vitamin B3, at pharmacologic doses can cause flushing, affect the liver, and complicate blood sugar control. These aren't reasons to fear them, they are reasons to use them on purpose. So, what should you do tomorrow if you're staring at a basket of bottles and a head full of confusion? Start with a simple audit. Put every supplement on the table. Read each label slowly. Circle vitamin A, D, E, K, C, and B6. Add the totals for a typical day. If you take warfarin, write consistency next to vitamin K. If you take anticoagulants or antiplatelets, put a red mark next to vitamin E. If you have kidney disease or iron overload, put a red mark next to high-dose vitamin C. If you're stacking products with vitamin A or mega doses of D, highlight them. Bring that annotated list to your next appointment. Your clinician will love you for this. Next, connect supplements to symptoms. If you've developed new headaches, unusual bruising, nosebleeds, changes in vision, persistent nausea, intense thirst, muscle weakness, tingling in the hands or feet, don't ignore them. They may not be from supplements, but it's worth asking. If you ever experience signs of stroke, face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty, do not waste a second. Call emergency services. Minutes save brain. Let me share 2 more brief stories that teach critical nuances. First, Lionel, 69, took a daily aspirin and a high-dose fish oil concentrate. He also added a vitamin E capsule because he'd read it was good for the heart. He wasn't on a prescription anticoagulant, but the triple combination, aspirin, concentrated omega-3s, and vitamin E, left him with frequent nosebleeds and bruising. Thankfully, he came in before disaster. His plan changed to food-based omega-3s and no extra vitamin E. Second, Priya, 57, felt tired and began self-treating with an energy multivitamin that contained hefty B6. Months later, she had burning in her feet that didn't go away when she stopped. B6 neuropathy can take time to heal, and sometimes it doesn't fully reverse. Precision would have started with a blood test to find the real cause of fatigue. You might ask, how do I know what dose is right for me? The answer is contextual. For vitamin D, it's driven by your blood level and your risk factors. For vitamin A and E, it's mostly about food first and avoiding unnecessary high-dose pills, especially if you take medications that affect clotting. For vitamin K, it's about steady intake when on warfarin and discussing any planned change. For vitamin C, it's about moderation if you're healthy and caution if iron or kidneys are a concern. Nothing here requires fear. It requires a plan. I also want to speak to caregivers and adult children who buy supplements out of love. I see you. Your parents may not track labels or interactions. If you make that weekly pill organizer, you are the pharmacist of your family. Keep it simple. Avoid kitchen sink multivitamins for older adults on multiple prescriptions. Choose targeted, low-overlap products. If bone health is the concern, talk about calcium from food, measured vitamin D, weight-bearing exercise, and fall prevention habits. If brain health is the goal, prioritize blood pressure control, glucose control, sleep, movement, and social connection. Those are the real neuroprotectors. Let's recap clearly. Vitamin E. High doses plus anticoagulants or antiplatelets increase bleeding risk. Avoid unless your doctor directs otherwise. Vitamin K. If you're on warfarin, keep intake steady and do not add K supplements without supervision. Vitamin D. Measure first and dose to a target. Mega doses without labs can drive hypercalcemia and vessel calcification. Vitamin A. Stacking across products and foods can silently create toxicity. Audit and avoid overlap. Vitamin C. Generally safe, but mega doses raise risk for people with iron overload or kidney disease. Add to that vitamin B6 in excess causing neuropathy and niacin in high doses stressing the liver and sugar control. Pills are not plants. Don't guess, measure. If any part of today's message surprised you, that's good. Surprise is how we learn. If you recognize yourself in Andres, Carmen, Francisco, Sofia, or Roberto, That's not a failure. It's a turning point. Bring your bottles, your labels, and your questions to your next appointment. Ask, do I still need this? Is this dose right for me? Could this interact with my medication? A 5-minute conversation can rewrite the next 5 years of your brain's health. I want to hear from you. Do you take any of these vitamins? Have you ever discovered an interaction you didn't know about? Share your experience in the comments. Someone else might recognize themselves because of your story. If this helped you, please like this video and share it with one person you care about, your mom, your dad, a friend who loves supplements. A single message can start a conversation that prevents a tragedy. And if you want clear, science-based brain health guidance explained in plain English, subscribe and turn on notifications. I'm Dr. Nora Caldwell. Take care of your brain. It's where you live.